So I had this whole thing where my dog was gonna be in my video because he was on my bed, but then as soon as I was about to recording, he got down, so then I got down here, and then as soon as I started to record, he walked out of my room, and I don't know why. It was going to be very, very adorable, and not just because I was here, but because he was gonna be here too. Just kidding, it would have only been adorable because he was here. Hey there, internet. Wow, I didn't even check the framing on that, and it worked out almost perfectly. Also, fun fact, I'm getting a haircut this afternoon, finally, I'm sure is what most of you are thinking because it's starting to look ridiculous, but that means I don't want to put any product in it this morning, which means you get the awesome pleasure of watching what my hair looks like when I don't do anything to it and it's this long. And because I just got out of the shower, you'll get to watch it dry in real time over the course of this video. It's going to be exciting. So get pumped. Also, on an unrelated note, because the weather is telling me it's spring, even though it's the middle of February, I decided to go on my first run in approximately 4.5 or 5 months. Which, in case you're wondering, looked pretty much exactly like this. Except, of course, it didn't look nearly as shaky from my perspective because eyes are good at bouncing like that, whereas cameras are not. And boy, have I realized that winter is killer on my cardiovascular health. Turns out being sedentary is actually bad for you. Who knew except for everybody? Anyway, it's no secret that I'm one of those people who likes to try changing random things in my life just to see what happens, and sometimes they're successful and sometimes they're not really all that successful. Today, however, I wanted to share with you 5 changes that I have made in my life that I'm very, very, very glad that I did make because they turned out great. You were probably expecting the words that I was saying to pop up along the screen as I said them, but that takes too long to edit, so I didn't do it this week. Unless I did, in which case I won't include either one of these 2 clips. Who knows? I edit these spontaneously. Number 1, severely trimming down the amount of coffee that I drink on a regular given day. I really like coffee. I like it hot, I like it black, I like it dark, and I like it often. Do not take those adjectives out of context. But I have a really bad habit of drinking like 1 cup and then 2 cups and then 4 cups and then 6 cups of coffee a day because I always just escalate. Well, I recently decided that I was going to strictly limit myself to 1 cup with breakfast every morning, and since I did that, I feel so much better. I mean, caffeine really is honestly an addictive drug, and I never realized what kind of effect it was having on my sleep cycles, on my awareness, and all of those sorts of things. I just feel so much cleaner without it constantly being in my system. Number 2, brushing my teeth in the shower. Now this is something that I started in college because I was constantly late every morning because I always stayed up late and then I got up late and then I was late to classes and blah 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 blah. You know how college goes. Why am I explaining this? Well, in addition to it being a time saver, as long as you are capable of washing your hair with one hand and brushing your teeth with the other, which is not an easy skill to master by the way, but in addition to it being a time saver, it's also just really relaxing because you get the added benefit of the water pouring over you, which is great in a shower, with the added benefit of brushing your teeth, which I have enjoyed since like 8th grade when I finally started doing it on a regular basis. Yes, I was a kind of gross kid. Number 3, cutting back on the amount of media I consume and then doing other things in place of it. I've talked about this 1,800 times on this channel in the past 2 months. I'm not going to go into detail. Watch a previous video, but it's been great. Number 4, glowing clean shaven. Yes, I'm so glad that I glow clean shaven. Number 4, going clean shaven. I did in fact like the way I looked with a beard, and so did my fiance apparently, and so I know I'm going to grow it back at some point, probably for our wedding. That's a sidebar. But again, after I finally shaved my beard, I realized how much like constant sensation I had been feeling on my face, and now it's so much freer feeling. I'm really, for those of you who've never had a beard, it's kind of like someone is constantly going like this, which feels nice for a little bit, and then after 4 months gets really, 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 really irritating. I hope that I stayed in focus that whole time. Sure, without it, I kind of look like a middle schooler because I still don't have an Adam's apple, and I've never been able to figure out why. Really, watch when I swallow. It's like my whole neck moves. There's no like, it's not there. What's wrong with me? But the way I look has never been as important to me as how comfortable I am, and so I think the clean shaven thing wins out just by a hair. Ha, that is a funny joke that I did not realize I was making until after I said it. Number 5, hanging out with friends on a regular basis. I am an introvert, and so for most of my life, sure, I would hang out with people should the occasion naturally arise, but I never really actively pursued it. Well, since graduating from college and not being around people all the time 24/7, I've realized that there are times where I genuinely want to be with people. And so there is a core group of my friends that's still a holdover from high school that I actually hang out with on a semi-monthly to monthly basis, if not more often than that. It's super chill. It doesn't like tax a lot of my energy as most extroverted activities would. And it's just a really nice change of pace from my normal isolationism, and it reminds me how thankful I am that these people are my friends in the first place. Because honestly, as introverted as I am, I'd have to admit that life would be pretty terrible with 0 other people in it, because then the world would be just me, and that would be disastrous. Now, I'm gonna go get that haircut I was telling you about. Wow, that was easy. I should get haircuts by Snap more often. And this officially marks 2 weeks in a row that I've used a smash cut. We are moving up in the editing world. You wanna know a debate that I always have with myself after I have a major haircut like that? Should I keep my sideburns long or trim them back up? I never know. Fight about it down in the comments, I dare ya. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna go read this that I just got in the mail today. It's 400 pages of beautiful, beautiful Zelda-related art. I love it. Until next week, deuces.